No. Well, we would just go to a couple of the local contractors and ask them. We would see what we could do is for public works. Some of the work needs to be done by somebody who's, got all the cement equipment. So there's only a couple of those folks in town here. Those are the ones we'll go to and ask for.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Let's just keep their flexibility. That's all I'm asking around here. So that's gonna happen. We don't need to make that part of your motion. Let's just get the resolution done, then we'll worry about that later. Is that acceptable?
I understand your intent. I understand your intent.
So do I. I just want to get, right now, let's just focus on the resolution and get that passed, and we'll deal with that when we come to it.
I'll make a motion, pass the resolution.
And I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Colbinson, second by Mr. Dahl. Any more question or comment? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion passes. Any more comment on this?
I'm not sure how long it'll take. Hopefully we can get this in this fall, yeah.
All right, sounds good, thank you. 8H, consideration of staff report on options regarding park board committee. See attached report, existing ordinance, and state statute references.
Your Honor, I was asked a couple of, well, maybe it's been over a month now, to come back with a recommendation on looking at a park board or committee or something to help us with parks and trails. And doing some research, Kathy showed me that there had been what was it called here? Park and Recreation. Parks and Recreation Committee or Commission at one point in time back in the late 70s. What I did was I looked at the statutes that would apply, and those generally apply for a park board. And I went through the background of what a park board would entail and some of the discussion points. It seems to me that the best way for the city to go forward would be to reestablish and repurpose this Parks and Recreation Committee, perhaps chopping the recreation part out, picking up the trails as part of the committee, and making parks and trails, and then also rolling the tree board in, because I think we want to maintain our Tree City USA status, so we want to keep that as well. So take the tree board and just sort of expand their roles and responsibilities into parks and trails. There is this larger Parks and Trails Committee. Help me out. What was it called?
Trails and Tourism.
Trails and Tourism. That is really sort of a tri-city overview. And I guess I would see this as being this group would just be focused on City of Rushford, but we would tie into that larger group when it came to trails extending beyond the city limits, snowmobile trails, bike trails, ATVs, and other recreation trails that might come into the city. We would have that kind of liaison with that group. But this committee would be really focused on programming for our parks. We've got the plan for Moccasin Bluff and developing that. I just feel as though we need to get some more citizen involvement in the planning process, so that we can develop some of those programs and bring them back to the council. As you'll see in my recommendation, I'm just asking really for your consideration of one of the options, and then we can do some more studying and bring that back. I don't think we need to make a decision this evening as to which direction, but if council has any questions or comments or things you want me to look into further, that would be my recommendation, is that we just choose one of those options, do a little bit more investigating, and come up with something which you see, this ordinance. It would look something similar to this.
And then place the tree board in the commission.
Correct.
Slide right in.
That's the way we ran the tree board in Lanesboro. We had a park committee of which the tree board was part of the role officially. And you need that designation for the Tree City status, and also because they can get tree grants and some other things that if you're not a Tree City, you can't get those. So there's some advantages to maintaining that designation.
I move that we would direct staff to accomplish what needs to be done to get this thing rolling.
I'd second it.
Motion by Mr. Bunky, second by Mr. Culbertson. Let's just clarify.
What I'm suggesting is option 2.
Good. That's just what I was gonna ask.
Okay. I'm sorry.
5
No, you're
members,
good, you're going. Very
5
good.
members with a parks, trails, and tree board function.
As a unit.
Correct.
Okay.
Second.
Yep. Bunky and Culbertson did.
Right, I missed the second.
Any other questions?
It's not gonna do any good if we can't get anybody to be on the board.
Well, perhaps with new duties, it can, and with other,
The tree board
Tasks,
hasn't
I mean.
had a quorum for a long time.
yeah.
Try to include those ladies that are on the Brooklyn Park deal.
It might be interesting. Well, I guess like Mr. Sarver said, there's potential on top of the bluff there too. There's lots of things people that can get involved with here in the future. Anything else? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes.